Hey there, welcome to part 2 of the FHA Guideline Overview. My name is Laura Borja, your San Diego home loan expert. Let's get started. First, let's talk about changes in liability requirements. Deferred student loans. Previously, if we could document that your student loan was deferred for at least 12 months from the close of escrow, then that was not included in your qualifying ratios. Unfortunately, that's no longer the case. We now have to include all student loans in your qualifying ratio, regardless of how long they're going to be deferred. There has also been a change in the way that installment loans with less than 10 payments are treated for qualifying purposes. Previously, if we could document that there were 10 payments or less left, those payments were excluded from your qualifying ratios. That is no longer the case. We now have to include them unless we can show that those payments do not exceed 5% of your income. Oh, and one more thing, paying down debt to qualify is no longer acceptable. Being an authorized user on someone else's credit card is probably not going to be all that beneficial to you. Being on that credit card no longer boosts your credit scores. And if we cannot show that the main account holder has been making the payments, then you may have to qualify with that payment. So if you don't need to be on someone else's account, it probably would be best if you were removed. Now let's change categories and take a look at the changes in credit requirements. FHA says you can be approved for a loan if we can show that you have an acceptable payment history and no major derogatory credit. They define acceptable credit history as having made all of your housing and installment loan payments on time for the previous 12 months and that there are no more than 2 30-day late mortgage or installment payments in the last 24 months. Major derogatory credit means that you have been more than 90 days late or that you've had 3 or more late payments that were 60 days or more past due. There has also been a change in the Occupancy Guidelines. Previously, FHA would allow a borrower to take out a second FHA loan if a change in job meant that your current home was outside of a reasonable commute distance. FHA now is very specific in that the new home must be at least 100 miles away from your previous primary residence, or you cannot use FHA financing to purchase that new home. So there you have it, an overview of the FHA guideline changes. However, that is not an all-inclusive list of changes. If you click in the description, you can access a more comprehensive overview, but even then, keep in mind that that is just an overview. It does not cover every single change that was recently made by FHA. If you have any questions about your situation and how the guideline changes may have changed your ability to qualify, contact your local lender or give me a call. I would be happy to help. Thanks, and until next time.